What do you want? I fired your ass, so get out of here before I call security. What are you doing? Wait.
Joey, this is Terry Terranova from Tall Timbers in Tuscaloosa.
Hello, Miss Terranova. How can I help you?
Mr. Mason, I think I am about to be arrested for murder.
Did you kill anyone?
No, but I did make serious life-threatening accusations against Alvin Klein.
Alvin Klein, the owner of AK Metal Works here in Middletown.
Yes, him. He fired me because I wouldn't play games with him after hours.
You mean he wanted to have sex games with you?
No, mostly he was into Trivial Pursuit, but I just wanted to do my job, and they were well aware from my hire date that I was not into games at work.
Okay, I want you to get a motel room outside of town and not tell anyone until I contact you.
Hello, Mr. Mason.
Captain Skagg, what brings you uptown?
Well, it seems I have a warrant for your client. Let's go, miss.
Go with the captain and I will get to the bottom of this. Carol, see if Jack Blake can meet us at AK Metal Works in 20 minutes.
Did you know you have a phone on your desk?
Hi Joey, the building is closed but I found an open door in the back.
I just want a good look at the crime scene without the police interfering.
I need the ladies' room too.
This is where Alvin Klein was shot.
You think?
I am looking at the odd blood spatter on the wall.
Yes, me too. It looks like a butterfly or a hummingbird or maybe a Scud missile.
Jack, do you notice an odd smell in this room?
Sorry, other than the blood, I don't smell anything.
Here's something the police overlooked.
A bottle of aftershave.
Yes, I better hang on to it. Come on, let's go. Here comes the prison ferry now.
I love boat rides.
Hi Mr. Mason, anything new?
I am still in my preliminary investigation, but it looks promising.
On the way over you said we may as well say goodbye to her.
Is there anyone else at the plant that may have wanted Alvin Klein dead?
I can't think of anyone. He was well loved by all his employees.
I thought he fired you.
He did, that bastard. That's why I wished him dead.
Did anyone else hear you say that to him?
There might have been one or two, because we were at a company meeting. And it was said on stage, with a live mic.
Well, you just hang in there because I still have a few people to interview before we go to court.
Mr. Mason, you have to get me out of here.
Because you're innocent.
Well, I was going to say, because I hate the color orange, but yes, that too.
Okay, next case. Good morning, Your Honor. District Attorney Hamilton Cheeseburger for the town of Middletown is ready for this preliminary hearing against Terry Terranova from Tall Timbers in Tuscaloosa.
Joey Mason for the defense. Ready also, Your Honor.
Okay, call your first witness. I call Captain Buzz Skaggs of the Middletown Police Department, Homicide Division, LLC. Captain, did you have a chance to investigate the crime scene, where Terry Terranova shot and killed Alvin Klein in cold blood?
I object. Charges are still pending, Your Honor, and have not been determined by a jury.
Objection sustained.
Sorry, Your Honor. Just trying to save some of the court's time.
Noted and appreciated, but let's do it right today.
Captain, I show you this gun. Do you recognize it?
Yes, my men found this gun outside AK Metal in the dumpster. It has my mark, where I hammered into it with a sledgehammer.
Your Honor, I would like this gun marked as Exhibit 1 for the prosecution.
Okay, marked as Exhibit 1.
Defense has no objections.
What else did you find out about that gun?
A ballistic test matched it as the murder weapon, and a records check shows that it belongs to the defendant.
I always wondered where that gun went to.
Your witness, counselor.
Hello, Captain.
Mr. Mason.
Captain, did your investigating team happen to examine the blood splatter on the wall behind the desk?
Yes, the forensic team determined that it was the same blood type as the deceased.
I am interested in the angle of the bullet as the pattern of the blood splatter spreads downward.
Yes, we determined that the shot was at a 40-degree angle.
Which would make the shooter about 6 feet tall.
Yes, that's probably right.
Captain, this is the arrest report from my client, and these other reports are from previous arrests. They all say her height is 5 foot 3 inches tall, so how could she possibly shoot Alvin Klein from that angle?
I object, Your Honor. It is blatantly obvious that Mr. Mason is trying to use his high-priced lawyer tricks that he is so well known for, only to prove to this court that I got my degree at a community college.
Overruled. Mr. Mason's knowledge of geometry cannot be held against his defense.
Paint me yellow and call me a banana.
No further questions.
You may step down, Captain.
Your Honor, I would like to request a short recess.
On what grounds, Mr. Mason?
On the grounds there is a bitch fight in the parking lot.
Court will recess till 2 o'clock. Call your next witness, Mr. Cheeseburger. I call Kaji Larasita to the stand.
Now, Miss Rashida, you currently work for AK Metal.
I do. I'm in tech support. I answer phones and then frustrate the callers with my lack of English until they hang up.
I call your attention to the day of the murder. Do you remember that day?
I do. I was in the hall outside of Mr. Klein's office, getting tea for one of my many breaks.
And what did you hear on that day?
I heard the water boiling just before I poured it in my cup.
And that sound was important to you?
Oh yes, because if the water does not boil, you can't have hot tea.
Did you hear anything from inside of Alvin Klein's office?
Yes, I heard Mr. Klein yell that he fired Terry Terran over, and then I heard a gunshot type of noise.
And then what did you do next?
I had to finish my tea and get back to work.
No further questions.
Miss Rashida.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
You say you were outside Alvin Klein's office and heard his conversation.
Yes, I did.
Was the door open or closed?
Mr. Klein's door was almost always closed, because he had a habit of touching himself.
So if his door was closed, maybe he wasn't firing Terry Terranova but possibly someone else.
Why would he fire someone else? We all played Trivial Pursuit except her, because she was way too uppity.
Miss Rashida, I don't think I have to remind you about perjury.
I am Indian. We don't go to perjury, but rather just get reincarnated.
Does the name Penelope mean anything to you?
What do you mean?
I object, Your Honor. Counselor is being incompetent, irrelevant, incongruent, irrevocable, inconceivable, inconclusive, and stating facts not in evidence.
I am challenging the integrity of this witness, Your Honor.
Overruled. And Mr. Mason, from now on keep your questions simple, so the district attorney does not confuse the court with big words. The witness may answer the question.
What was the question?
According to your driver's license, aren't you actually Penelope Putnam from Pittsburgh, a struggling out-of-work actress, on her way to Hollywood?
Yes, I admit it. It's true. So what?
And coming from Pittsburgh, isn't it also true that you do not drink tea but rather coffee like every other red-blooded American?
Yes, all right, I admit it. I can't stand tea. No one in this country does.
And since coffee is always ready, it was impossible for you to be outside Alvin Klein's office when he was shot.
Yes, I'm so sorry, but it's very hard to get into acting. I was hoping to use the transcript and tape from this trial for my audition on America's Got Talent.
No further questions.
Do you wish to redirect Mr. Cheeseburger?
No, Your Honor, just stretching my legs. The prosecution rests.
Then in that case, Your Honor, I call Dick Dooley from Duluth to the stand. Mr. Dooley, you have worked at AK Metal for 19 years.
19 years and 11 months.
That's quite impressive. I guess you will retire soon.
Yes, next month.
And with all those years you will get a full retirement pension.
Yes, with a full medical plan also.
It would be disappointing if something changed your status and you could not get your pension and your benefits.
Well, I don't see that happening.
Don't you work in human resources?
I object, Your Honor. What does this line of questioning have to do with this case? It's obviously a ploy by Mr. Mason to get his client off.
I agree. Is there some sort of point to these questions, Mr. Mason?
If the court will give me a little latitude, I think I can bring a quick end to this hearing.
I'll give you a little, but you better get to your point quickly because I have not been to the bathroom in quite a while.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Dooley, being in human resources gives you control of employee records.
It does, but...
And if someone were to be fired, you could easily rewrite the employee record so that it never existed.
I would never do that.
Isn't it true that the day of the murder it was you that confronted Alvin Klein about you being fired?
No, it's...
And knowing that you would lose your pension benefits, shot him dead.
It wasn't like that.
Your Honor, I must object. Mr. Dooley is not on trial here.
And after shooting Alvin Klein, you started sweating like a stuck pig, and because you had a big BO problem you sprayed yourself with aftershave lotion, but in your haste to leave unnoticed, you left the bottle behind.
Yes, no, wait.
Your Honor, I would like to add this bottle of High Karate aftershave lotion that was found in Alvin Klein's office. High Karate has a peculiar smell, which it was why it never did well when introduced to the market, and because of your big BO problem, you reek of it.
Alright, yes. For almost 20 years I had to put up with that man's insane love for Trivial Pursuit games. I grew to resent and then hate him for it, and when I refused to play with him, he fired me. I would have lost everything I worked for. Couldn't he play one lousy game of checkers?
Well, in view of the witness's statement, I think we can drop the charges against Terry Terranova. Case dismissed.
Another case won by the great Joey Mason.
You mean you have never lost?
In all my years as an attorney I have never lost any kind of case.
Where's your briefcase?